Welcome to lesson number 2 of finding your love partner. Oh my God, please make sure you tag me or make sure you reach out when you do find your love partner. I would love to hear about it. I'm really, really excited for all of you. I think that relationships are amazing, and I think that relationships are fun. And as long as you're open to it, it's definitely going to happen. In this class, let's look at our tools, right? We are all going to use Tarot and Oracle decks for this class. You are going to use Tarot and Oracle decks at your disposal that are going to help you search and find answers in order to help you find your twin flame. I love that word, twin flame. I didn't know what it meant until recently, until I started making this video, and now I'm in love with it. So I am going to show to you some of the Tarot and Oracle decks from my tarot collection. As I always, with any video on Tarot and Oracle decks, I start with the same thing. You don't need any of these decks that I have in order to do this work. You may purchase as many as you want. That's up to you. You don't need to. It's not a requirement. I will also give you specific guidance on how to look at your collection to give you ideas of what decks to look for. So you absolutely can do this work using only standard. I'm going to show you 3 decks we're all familiar with. These are standard systems. Chances are you have one of them at your home. Those, this lovely Jean-Pierre Laurent, Terre de Marseille, 1725. Or, of course, last, but by no means least, and oh my goodness, look how turned out my pack is. Rider-Waite-Smith. My first tarot deck ever. I got it in 1996. I was sick with cancer. This is the deck my sister purchased for me. You can see how dirty it is. And while I don't use the system, this particular deck anymore because I prefer those deck, this is still my first and ever and only copy. So you may use any of these 3 classic decks. Absolutely. There's no need to run to the door and buy more decks. And yet, as I always say, if you're called to buy any of the decks I show you and you're in position to do so, exercise your own discernment, your own judgment, and your own decision making. So in your guidebook, you also have a page on choosing deck to work with, and you have some of my criteria and suggestions. All of the decks and oracles I'm going to share with you meet that criteria and that suggestion. The first criteria I would recommend if you would like to work with something other than the Rider-Waite, classic Rider-Waite-Smith, those or Terre de Marseille, is look around in your collection, which decks or oracle do you feel are imbibed with overly flowing feminine energy? Perhaps in your collection, you have Tarot of Aphrodite. I will also, in your workbook, you have on a final page under credits, you have all of the decks listed that I'm showing you. So you can see everything. This is Tarot of the Aphrodite. It is a beautifully, stunningly illustrated deck using very popular and very classic images. It's overflowing with love and sensuality and beauty. When we're thinking about romance, and as I said in class number 1, we'll each have our own definition of what love is. Some of us, our love is we're looking for that soulmate. Some of us are looking for a romantic partner. Whatever it is you're looking for, whatever definition of love, look at the decks that give you that romance vibe. Now, I look at this deck, especially I look at this beautiful, gorgeous pink color. And for me personally, I can't help but feel romantic. The artwork is very romantic. I can't help but be taken into this beautiful, beautiful landscape. So look at the decks. Maybe you have decks that are this specific. I call this very specific, right? Almost like perfect deck for love reading in a sense, because, well, it's Aphrodite. Aphrodite is a goddess of love. So it's very, very, very specific. Another deck that I have that is very specific. Now, the Abysal Ter is an indie production, even though indie decks tend to be more costly. But I do have an option if you don't have it yet, and you don't need this, but if you want to, Goddess of Love Tarot by Gabriela Herstig. I adore this deck. This is, I would even say, between Aphrodite and this one, this is an amazing deck for this type of work. Finding, I etched mine in red, by the way. It doesn't come etched. It's a great deck. It illustrates a lot of feminine goddesses, which lends all that goddess energy. It is deeply feminine deck. It's super romantic. It's also super sensual, super lustful. It is also, I would even say, erotic, a little bit erotic in a sense. The guidebook is beautiful. It's a great guidebook to help you dive and journal deeper. So this is definitely, as you can see, so if you have something that, as you look around your tarot and oracle collection, something that just jumps at you as very feminine, again, we're thinking Venus Aphrodite energy, something that screams romance and love affair. And we're all different. So for you, that love and romance might be Rider-Waite-Smith deck, just classic Rider-Waite-Smith. Trust what is calling you to do this work. As you look around, standing around your oracle and tarot decks, ask them which one wants to work with me as I look for my love partner, and a right deck will also lend itself to you. But this is another one that I think is, you just cannot deny it, that this screams love and romance in so many ways. So this is another one. This is Goddess of Love. Again, all of the decks are going to be listed. Now, before I show this deck, let me rotate between oracles. Sometimes, as I said in lesson number 1, our heart is a little bit broken, wounded, I would say wounded, from past relationships and hurts. And it may be very challenging for some of you to open up the doors of love again, to open up, to take that wall down. A fantastic oracle. This is Alana Fairchild, Journey of Love oracle cards. This is another great, great one to get you into flow of openness and beauty and vulnerability and starting to believe again, starting to open up again. So this is another one that also is really good to help you start looking and healing love wounds that you may have. So as you look around your oracle decks, and if you don't have this deck, that's fine. What other deck lends itself in this type of healing, loving, as you can see, very poetic capacity? And this, by the way, matches it matches the description that I have for you for criteria, which is decks that feel poetic, sensual, or erotic. This is definitely a poetic deck. Another deck that is undeniably erotic. You're looking for that erotic partner. If you're just looking for that sexual long-term or short-term partner, this is an indie deck. Again, you don't need to have it. If you have it, great. If you don't have it, there's a lot of other sexually erotic decks. Manara Tarot from Amazon Los Caribbean comes to mind. I believe there's some other ones that I'm blanking out right now. but this is Abyssal Ter by Shelley Corbett. You will see spreads in your guidebook illustrated. I know this is a little bit tough to watch for some of you, but that may have had. This would, by the way, be, I would not recommend this deck if you have history of any kind of abuse in a relationship. Not because the deck is abusive, but this is particularly devils, but there are images that lean a little bit more toward BDSM. I would actually say quite a bit toward BDSM. This is very erotic, a deck I would say is great for people that also want to tap into Lilith and Hecate energy as you're working on this to find love, to find the partner. But in your guidebook, you see there are images from the stack, and the cover of the guidebook has a beautiful, beautiful image. I believe it is Lover's card from the stack. The stack is very sensual. It is very water-driven deck. It is just really emotive deck. So again, depending on what you're looking for when you're looking for that partner, if you're looking for that sexual connection, connectivity, this deck might be perfect for you. So look around your collection. What deck also may scream sensual and sexual in this type of a. One of the oracles that I think would be great for this work is Magic of You by Fiona Horn. Now, look in your collection and see what oracle or tarot deck you have that, how should I say it, that puts you in the seat of power, puts you in the seat of sovereignty. This is a gray deck. It's an Amazon deck from, I mean, you can get it at any bookstore. You know, a lot of times we say Amazon as if it's Amazon production, and it's really not. But I'm throwing Amazon, meaning it's a mass-produced deck. It's a great deck for self-empowerment. When we start dating, when we are putting ourselves out there in the dating world, self-empowerment is something that a lot of us struggle with. Some of us are struggling with confidence and sense of self-worth. So having a deck that really helps you tap into your center of power, into your center of your own inner self can be very helpful. So look around and see what you have. But I think this deck is really, really great for dating, for relationships. Edged Mind Green 2, in case if you're wondering. I'm a big person who likes to edge decks. I go crazy about edging decks. Another oracle deck that I have is Human Spirit Oracle, also a mass market. This is Gianna Della Grottaglia. I probably butchered her name. Artwork, a guidebook written by somebody else. Why am I recommending something like this? I want you to take a look at the decks you have that you feel are universally able to connect you to other people, to other individuals, to diversity of human expression in terms of emotion and feelings, to diversity of human individuality. Dating, in my opinion, is a lot about opening up to all of those things. It's about also opening up yourself to trying something new you never tried. Maybe taking that leap and going on a date with somebody you never thought otherwise you would ever necessarily match up with. It's taking that leap. And in order to take that leap, I think it's really helpful to connect to the multitude and multi-faces of humanity. And I think this oracle deck does a great job of embracing that. So look around in your collection. This is upside down. I read this oracle in reversals. So look around in your collection. What other tools you have that makes you universally connected to the rest of the world? Connection is going to be important because finding that partner is all about connection. So having a deck that helps your heart energetically open up that frequency of connection and helps you energetically be open to that is going to be super, super helpful for you. Now, how many of you have this? Alice, the Wonderland Oracle by Lucy Cavendish. Lucy Cavendish has a lot of oracles by Jasmine Beckett Griffith's artwork with this big eye doll. I am recommending this. You may have something similar in your collection that is playful, that is fun, that is almost takes you to this place of wonder. Like you're going to go on adventure. Dating is adventure. I'm recommending this one specifically because not only it does all of that and more, but also because this is one of the best oracle decks I have that clarifies situation super well. I also read it with reversals because it's just does such a great job with reversals. When we're getting out there into relationships, sometimes we're having a hard time trusting our intuition. We're having a hard time trusting whether that person is really it for us, whether what our gut is telling us is the right thing. Our mind gets in the way, our heart and desires and wants get in the way. So having an oracle that is whimsical and fun as a clarifier can be really helpful. So look around in your collection. What do you have? Which ones of the tools you have that make you smile, make you want to have fun, make you feel like you are about to explore? Dating is so much about exploring. I promise you, none of us have a manual to how to. Nobody really knows. It's like marriage. There's no manual for it. You just go for it and you do your best. And dating is the same thing. And to do your best, sometimes we need an element of this childlike wonder and freedom to just do, you're on the kids' playground, and some people you're going to go out with, you're not going to get along with, that's fine. And some people are not going to be your playmates, that's fine too. So look around, what do you have that is playful and also helps you feel uninhibited? Opens you up a little bit, right? This is why we say when you go out dating, people recommend have some kind of beverage to imbibe with. Why? Because it uninhibits, it takes down the defenses. Just a little bit like a little glass of wine really helps people feel a little bit less constrained and more free. Well, instead of a beverage to imbibe this, I recommend a deck that is going to be playful, that is going to be fun, and that's going to take you there. One more tarot deck that meets the criteria that you have on your list is Margaret Peterson tarot deck, also a mass production. This is poetry. It's like a Lana Fairchild, Love Oracle, Journey of Love. This deck, also I etched mine, is pure music to me. It is poetic. And guess what? Love is poetic. Life is poetic and love is life. So look around your collection. What do you have in your collection that invites you into that poetry, that invites you into that love language? What do you have in your collection that speaks in this way? And it could be something as abstract as this, that makes you dream again and makes you believe again. Sometimes when it comes to love, all one needs is to believe. It oftentimes starts with believing that it's possible before we take that next step to now concrete reality. So look around. What do you have that is poetic, that invites? And you know what? You don't even have to like poetry. I don't read poetry. I'm not a fan of poetry. It's not my cup of tea. But I love poetic language. I love French language for that reason, even though I don't speak it, because it sounds so romantic, because it sounds so poetic to me. So think about poetry. The final oracle that I want to share with you that fits what we're looking for in terms of choosing a deck for this work is going to be Soul Mirror Oracle, also mass produced. This oracle and look around, see if you have something similar. Now you're looking for a tool that is able to give you layers of what's happening underneath your emotions, to bring you to really peek and see what's underneath. As we'll talk in class number 3, and as I walk you through the workbook, like I said, the questions are very strategic. First group of the questions is focused on looking within, because we all need to recognize patterns, behaviors, our understanding of love and relationship before we really step forward. And for that, we have to be brave to look behind the curtain, and we have to confront some elements about ourselves that may be challenging. This deck is great because it is gentle, it is beautiful, it is has that element of it makes me think of Magic of You Oracle that empowers you, right, to step into yourself. This one empowers you to really look at yourself in the mirror and accept things about yourself and love yourself and acknowledge yourself and take care of yourself. So for that reason, I think this is going to be a fantastic oracle to work with. Or again, look at something very similar in your collection. What do you have that is able to produce the same result? So these are my oracle and tarot decks from my collection that if I were to do love type of readings, I would reach them. I hope they have given you a great idea of what to look around in your collection. And again, you do have in your guidebook also specifics, outline bullet points of what to look for. Lastly, having said, right, there's little criteria here. Look for something that is very feminine, Aphrodite Venus energy, sensual, romantic, poetic, playful. I also want to say this. As you sit down to do this work, specifically on love, if there is a deck that you would never associate with love, you would never associate with romance, and yet it is raising its hand up out of your whole collection saying, me, grab it. The deck has an offer for you. So this criteria is loosey-goosey. It is something to help you, but it's not something that is supposed to limit you. Pay attention to the decks that screams. Our tools are energetic beings. Everything is energy. This is energy. So when we are putting out their energies that we're looking for love and we're sitting down to do this work, our tools that it's almost like they're a group of our allies and they're sitting there chilling and they hear you saying, I'm going to work on finding a love partner. And 2 or 3 or just one of out of all of the stacks looks up and goes, oh, I can help you right now. I got exactly what you need. So trust your instinct when the right deck appears. And also trust, having said that, let me just say this, trust that somehow forces in our lives collided where I'm meant to meet you and you're meant to meet me and you're meant to have what I have to offer, because I have created this offering with the deepest intention. And I really wanted this offering to find the right people. Trust that what I have created truly has something that is going to help you. And trust that our path was meant to cross. So I'm going to leave you all with that. Go play, find those great tarot and oracle decks. Tag me on Instagram if you follow me on Instagram. Please share which decks you have selected, which one screamed out at you, whether there's that one that just screamed out for you. I would love, 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 love to hear how you're doing this work. And I'll see you in class number 3, where I will walk you through the guidebook and how to actually do this work. I'll see you there.